$1,000 to get one tooth.
Community Beacon, Fridays at 6:30 EST, with your hosts Michaeldseville and Joel Simmons. A channel whose focus is liberty. A place where the lessons discussed and taught will create openings to a more open and freer mindset. A mindset where you may reach the height of your potential and excel. Here are your hosts, Mike and Joel.
Don't do it with so much energy, brother. Don't have too much energy coming in this thing. Guys, what's going on? We are live back here in charge. It is Community Beacon. It's Friday. It's 6:30. We're here. That's a standing ovation. That's got to be a standing ovation. That was one of the longest applauses ever. Thank you. Oh man,
building,
guys, we gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it, guys. We appreciate you for checking in. I am Michaeldseville Real Estate, as it says right there here in South Florida. One of your co-hosts for the Community Beacon. On the other side of the screen, we got the one and only, the incomparable Joel Simmons with the Tenacity Foundation. Play that applause again. Give the host that applause. Thank you. It's too much.
That's right. They love you, Mike. I see the roses being thrown over there.
It's too much. Thank you. I love you too. Yeah, so we're here. We're gonna have an exciting time. It's November. Man, I'm taking the Christmas tree out. Yeah. I don't know about you, but that Christmas tree is coming out in the next 3 to 5 days. I love the holidays. I like the spirit of, I like, what we're doing it for, the appreciation of family members and friends, the calls, the visits, et cetera, et cetera. This has been one of the better times for me. Before we get into our show, guys, here on November, as we roll around, let's do some really quick housekeeping. Guys, remember to like, subscribe, share, depending on what platform you are checking us out in, as well as, engage. Feel free, ask questions. We are here live today. Good for you. But we will answer the questions, even if you catch this on the replay, guys, because we love you. We love you then, too. And of course, we talk about the shows that we have going on, all of the things that we have going on. Mondays, 9 o'clock, What It Takes. I'm really going to double down into mindset, skills, and taking action this month. So check out What It Takes. We're really going to talk about the mindset, the skills, and taking action, what that looks like, how to continue to be successful, even when you feel as if the progress is not happening. We're going to make sure the progress is continuously happening. We do need to make sure that we're paying attention to these incremental, just getting better, 1% at a time, right? So that's what we're going to talk about on What It Takes, Mondays at 9. Of course, on Wednesdays, it starts with who? It starts with me. You better believe it.
Ooh.
It starts with me. And so the brother is interviewing entrepreneurs. He's interviewing community workers. He's interviewing everybody. Brother, who do you have on this Wednesday at 12:30? What's
Yeah. So we have Shisha. She's absolutely magnificent. Y'all, you're gonna love this lady here.
Look at that smile.
Shisha is awesome. I had a great time with Shisha. She's
Right.
out there in I think it was England. She's in England or London, and she is smart, witty, upbeat, very in tune. You're gonna love it. The conversation was fire.
Awesome.
It was fire. I don't like to rate all of my different people, but she got a high rating, if you get what I mean. She got a high rating, so I think you'll love her. Just like I know, Mike, you were telling me you loved Hepner. Yeah. You're gonna love Shisha. She's good. She was a lot of fun. I can't wait to talk with her again.
What a contagious smile she had on that,
Yes.
on that thing. Like, she just looks like she's upbeat and enthusiastic, and it that changes things, guys. When you have that positive attitude, and you can just tell that smile exudes. So can't wait to check that show out. Shisha, I'm definitely gonna make sure that's in my calendar to watch it as a priority. And of course, here we are, Friday, Community Beacon. What the heck is Mike and Joe going to talk about tonight and for the rest of the month? I think you all caught some of the rollout in regards to this month. This month is Thanksgiving. We're headed into the holiday season. There you go. It popped up. We're going to be talking about gratitude, guys. What are you thankful for? In the midst of it all, I'm going to tell you one thing. In the midst of everything that's going on, what's going on in the world, what's going on in your life, what's going on at home, what's going on within your body, what's going on at work, one of those ways just to bring it all back together is, what are we thankful for? And I think for me personally, I think this was when you suggested this for the month, Joel, I'm like, it's great timing. For the last couple of months, we've been talking about a lot of different subjects, some very heavy subjects. We're talking about fatherhood. Back in June, we talked about, last month, we were talking about getting your business together. September, we're talking about clarifying things. I mean, all these different things. And it can be heavy because these are things that we're using in order to make our businesses better. And, hopefully you are like catching some gems from that. But through it all, through the ups and the downs, because boy knows if you caught that last episode, it was a lot of ups and downs in regards to getting it done and making sure it got out there, and the pressures and the stress. When you can sit back and you can just be grateful for the things that are there, to take the time out, because what is it? The human brain and the mind. We normally cycle, I think it's between 70 and 90,000 thoughts in a day. 70 to 90,000 thoughts in a day. 90% of those thoughts, whether it's 70,000 or 90,000 for you, are just repetitive. It's on autopilot. It's just going. Now, here's the crazy part. 60% of those thoughts are negative. They're thinking, their anxiety, some of these things are being anxious, thinking too far into the future, thinking about things that you regret that you had in the past, et cetera, et cetera. So in order to change a lot of these thoughts, and when you change your thoughts, you change your character. When you change change your thoughts, you change your habits. When you change your habits, you change your behavior. When you change your behavior, you change your character. But if 90% of it is already on autopilot, a lot of the stuff we do is just built in. But we have to change the initial thoughts. And a really easy way to do that is to implement gratitude in your day-to-day life. So this is going to be an excellent month where we're just going to be reminding you all of gratitude, thankfulness, etc. And I'm excited about it. What about you, brother?
I love it, man. I love it. I think that this is important because we need to be grateful. We need to be
Yeah.
grateful. We should be grateful. We should be grateful. I mean, wow. To think about that statement. And sometimes I remember, coming up, my mother she would always tell me, be grateful. And then I found myself talking to my own children, like, you should be grateful, and then there's like this thought, well, what is there to be grateful for? Well, number one, you can answer that question.
Mm.
You can answer it. That means you got a mouth to speak with, right? I mean, you got ears to hear with, right? You have something to be grateful for, and overlooking those things that you're grateful for really makes us sour. It makes us sour people. And nobody really wants sour food. I mean, I understand that there is a certain sweet and sour taste that people go after, and I get that. But when I think about sour milk, how many people want to reach into the refrigerator and pull out some sour milk and drink that? Nobody wants sour milk, Nobody wants rotten fruit, You don't want that. Nobody wants molded bread. These are all concepts in food that I think just make it crystal clear that when I walk into the room and I am absent of gratefulness and I have this sour, pungent look on my face and this sour aura about my mentation, that I exude this mediocrity that is just a downcast on the entire room, then it makes sense when nobody wants to be around me. So I got a question that I'd like to lead our conversation with, if you don't mind, Mike. And I want to put it up on the screen too. And so I want to ask you this question. How do you feel gratitude shows up inside the room? Or how do you feel that we can show up being grateful?
What an awesome question. How does it show up? And I'm going back to some of the things you mentioned earlier in regards to who wants the sour milk. You know what's interesting about negative thought is just and you mentioned the fruit is how it lingers. Like I can when you mentioned like the fruit part, the sour, the rotten fruit, my mind just automatic, and I can taste it now. This sour watermelon I had the other day. Like, I mean, it was a couple weeks ago and I was so upset about it, but it's like, it comes back like this. And I remember that time, you know what I mean? So it's interesting how we allow the negative to kind of linger with us. Right. And if we're going back to these thoughts, and I think this is just a part of the human experience, when it lingers, well, how do you show up? You show up, you show up ungrateful. You show up nasty. You show up with a scowl on your face. You're thinking you have these thoughts, and guess what? What is it? Misery loves company. It's contagious, right? And you want it. But then let's juxtapose it to how gratitude shows up. And I have to, look at the brother on the other side of the screen, because he has a way of showing up with a bright smile. Like, I'm happy to see you, brother. Like, you know what I mean? So and that's exactly how he's doing. I'm telling you, if you haven't seen, and a lot of you are watching it, you all could probably you all can add to this in regards to the brother. Like, when he shows up and he puts that smile on his face, and he just he grabs your hand and he's shaking it, might take your shoulder out of your body or something. But it's like this intense, it's this smile, and it's attention. Gratitude garners attention and presence. There's a presence about gratitude, right? Whenever you remind yourself of something great, something that you should be grateful for, whether it's waking up in your right mind, which is, to me, is paramount. I'm waking up in my right mind, because there's times when I wake up and I'm not in my right mind, right? I'm trying to figure out what's going on. But waking up in your right mind, that takes a presence, and to know, like we spoke about time being power. a while back. Like that was one of the themes that, guys, if you get a gym ever, like the time is presence, right?
Yeah.
Power, and there's power in your presence. When you intentionally think about good things, because it's the human condition to err on the side, and that has to do with our reptilian brain, right? We're always thinking about what could happen and what could kill us, essentially, right? I mean, we're in modern society, but the reptilian brain is still there. It's what could kill us. So a lot of this gratitude is going to come from the frontal. Frontal lobe. You know what I mean? So a lot of this stuff is intentionally. It's intelligence. It's a sign of intelligence when you can go to a positive thought, and sit there and not be thinking about surviving. It's about this time right now is perfect. So how does it show up in the room? It shows up just like the brother shows up in the room when he's there and he's like, you know what? I'm excited to be around these people. Think about this stuff as we go through these holiday seasons, because a lot of us err on the side of, I got to go see family. I got to, and I got to, and we really need to change that into I get to. I get to see these people one more time. I get to right wrongs if I feel like there was a wrong there. I get to have these conversations and not be attached to the results. And I'm grateful for that, because it's another chance, brother. What about you? Like, let's put that question right back on you. How does gratitude show up for you?
Yeah, I love that. I love that last part, especially about, the whole get instead of got. I mean, just that one little letter right there, going from an O to an E makes a huge difference. So, you're getting ready to wash the dishes and you don't feel like washing the dishes. And the thought process is, I got to wash these dishes, right? I mean, especially young people, how many times they said it, but we as adults have said the exact same thing, moaned and groaned. But, when you get to the point where it's like, all right, I get to wash these dishes, I'm going to be the best dishwasher that I can possibly be, and then I taught my kids, I'm like, listen, this is what you do. Grab your phone or or turn the TV on and put music on, start vibing to this. Make this the best part of the day. When we get ready to do chores inside the house, it's like, turn the TV up, blast it, right? Make sure that everyone in the house can feel it, because gratitude shows up in volume. It's in volume. It's an intentionality. That's how gratitude shows up. Gratitude has a way of showing up inside of a room before you do. It is an atmosphere stealer. It is an atmosphere capturer. It is an atmosphere striker, or it lights up a fuse inside of the atmosphere. When somebody walks into the room and they are just grateful to be alive, you can smell it. Like, that there's something different about this individual. When you start talking to people that have been through stressful situations, but the stress didn't hamper them down, instead, it like lift them up. Their eyes are pure and open and wide. And they're like, I got hit by a truck and I could have died, but thank God. Woo! And you're just like, wow. And they may have a cast or two casts, and a broken leg. They may be sitting inside the hospital. Mike, I've been to the hospital to go pray for somebody, and I was thinking myself, wow, okay, this person just got their leg cut off. They're like on their deathbed. They may not be here for like another 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. And when I got there, I'm thinking about one individual in particular. When I got there to see this person, they were so grateful for the life that they lived that they turned to me and they said, they told me, they said, hey, when I looked at you and the way you were responding and acting, it just made me feel so good. I said to myself, I want to have some of that. And so I sought it out. And when I got it, I feel so good. I'm ready to just go ahead and die right now. I'm glad about everything in life. And I'm like looking at them. Their legs are cut off. they're about to die. Their families coming down from other states to come check on them. And they're like, I'm just glad that I got an opportunity to feel as good as I think you were feeling. And I'm like, talk about gratefulness and how it can change how you feel. This is how it shows up in the room. It's magnetic. I went in there like, I got to figure out how I'm going to pray for this person, because now I just got connected to them in a short amount of time. And I feel like I got to pray the best prayer I could ever pray in my whole life. I need to pray it right now. And when I get in there, they floor me. They just floored me. And I'm like, okay, reset. Reset. You know, I thank God for that situation, because it definitely taught me that gratefulness is in the mind. And that's how it shows up. It starts here first, and then it spreads abroad.
I love it, brother. I meant it. Like, once again, the brother on the other side of the screen it was one of, thank God for him, because that really showed me, because I might not necessarily show up as such all the time. I'm a very pensive person. I'm always it's very methodical, but understanding how you can change the room and what it exactly does to it. A lot of conversations can go a whole different way if we came in with some just gratefulness, thankfulness, moving forward on it, man. Guys, so here's my question as well, because like I just mentioned as well, I tend to be that pensive, that methodical thinker, and that's my way of doing things. And I mentioned earlier in regards to and that's just on autopilot for me, always. You know what I mean? That was part of my autopilot system. And I've been making different changes. What would you say to someone similar to me who's also thinking about making those different changes to really get into to be grateful, brother?
Changes needed to be grateful.
Change those autopilots of woe is me. This happened to me last week. This happened. And don't get me wrong, a lot of people have some traumatic things that have happened in their life. But how do we start to change things so that we aren't defined by necessarily the negative? We're not being victims to it. We're seeing how can we change the mindset to actually, almost what you're talking about with doing the dishes. How do we reframe that activity? You mentioned music as one of them. What are some other things that we can do?
So I'll give you a couple things. I love that question, Mike. I appreciate you asking that. Changes needed to be grateful, or how we can reframe our mindset. Number one, if gratefulness is a mindset, which I absolutely believe. As a matter of fact, I feel like gratefulness is actually a skill set. It's actually a skill set.
I love that.
It's something that can be taught.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, so how can I teach myself to be more grateful? There's a lot of different things that we're utilizing, right? We use affirmations. Affirmations are a great way of teaching yourself to be grateful. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it doesn't have to be as kind of, so affirmations can be considered to be kind of wonky. People are like, oh, affirmations, you're just saying this, whatever. So listen, whatever. You don't have to say the affirmation. Come up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different things that you love about life. Maybe it's something Mike said that just hit you hard, like it's Mike says he gets up at 3:30 or whatever it is. List those things down is what I'm getting at, the things that you're grateful for, and in some cases this may be somebody's why. A why could be a reason why you're grateful, possibly, but what is it that you're grateful for? For me, I'm grateful for my wife. I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful for my children. That may not be deep enough, though. You may have to go a little bit deeper in order to really cause that smile to bubble up. So one thing is, hey, intentional. Find find 2 to 5 things that you're grateful for and actually do this. Let's read those things or talk about those things 2 times a day. In the morning, before you touch your phone, go over what you're grateful for. Have a moment. This is called programming. Program your mind. And then before you go to sleep at night, talk about those things that you're grateful for. This is called programming, because the thing that you go to sleep on, whatever you ingest into your mind before you go to sleep, is generally going to program you for the next day. So think about it this way. In the morning, and Zig Ziglar said this, and I thought this was absolutely amazing. He was like, whenever the alarm clock goes off, we consider it to be, oh, I got to get up. You know, it's time for me to get up. But really, it's not that touching the alarm clock is us hitting the alarm clock saying, okay, it's time for me to get up. We didn't just decide to get up when the alarm clock goes off. No, that is what happens after we decided the night before that we planned on getting up. Our intention was to get up when the alarm clock goes off. And so sometimes we get it mixed up. We set the alarm clock without intention of getting up. And so when the alarm clock goes off, we like get up. And we're like, I can't believe that alarm clock. This stupid alarm clock. Yeah, I felt like I didn't even get a chance to sleep. I'm so tired. And it's just like right then we defeat the entire purpose. No, the idea is we intentionally set that alarm clock. So the next thing that we should program ourselves to do is we hit that alarm clock and we program ourselves. And this is the words of Zig Ziglar. And we say, it's going to be a great day.
It's going to be a
great day. First thing that comes out your mouth. As soon as you open your eyes, I have an opportunity to make this a great day because I already have satisfied one thing that I'm grateful for, which is life. I set my alarm clock with intention to get up, and guess what? It happened. I'm up. It's a great day. I don't care if it's raining outside. It could be lava flowing on the ground. It's a great day because I woke up and there's somebody who didn't wake up. So that's one thing that I'd like to interject as how we can change our mindset to becoming more grateful. Writing down things that we're grateful for, or that's 2 things. Saying the morning and night, and then when we set our alarm clock with intentionality to get up, the first thing that we do when we get up is speak our gratefulness for being able to hear that alarm clock, to turn it off, and to get up. I'm grateful. What do you say, brother? What is
Let me tell you, I want people to rewind this to just the beginning. I don't know, that might have been a 15 seconds, go back 15, 20 seconds. And along with when you got up, I want you all to pay attention to his body movements. When he did the Zig Ziglar quote. Like you said, what did you say? It's great to be up. Is that what the quote was? It's great to be up. And then the brother shot his hands up as well. So I've been reading and I've been studying a guy named Joe Dispenza, Dr. Dispenza. If you go, you can go check him out on YouTube. A lot of information in regards to change your thought and what they call reprogramming your conscious mind, etc. And a lot of the things that we do, a lot of our emotions and feelings, they stem from our physiological way of being. So you said, how does gratefulness show up? The gratefulness shows up first off with that smile. It's hard to be in a negative mind pattern when you have that smile going for you. Then the second thing is what you mentioned, that motion, right? It's moving your body, getting your body moving. You know, and you can be thankful for that. And when I say moving, it could be blinking. It could be the breathing, the types of breathing that you do, because what you want to do is you want to help to change your physiological self, your physiology. You want to feel these things in your body. That breath is I've been talking about that for a while. It's such a powerful breath. But when the brother just mentioned it, and once again, when I say when the brother walks in the room, you see you feel it and you see the gratefulness by the way he's moving. He's not taking one step at a time, like, oh, I gotta lift this leg up, I gotta lift this leg up. He's trying to get to a place because he sees people in here, and I don't, it seems as if sometimes, brother, you want to make sure that you shake everybody's hand in there. Everybody's in there. You tend to engage with them as much as you possibly can with the time allotted. So it's like understanding the time that you have. So you're moving, you're shaking. Like I spoke about it before, going back to physiology. When he shakes your hand, when he walks into the room, it's intentional. You know what I mean? Like he's shaking, but you know he's alive, and you know you're alive because the brother is shaking your hand. So it's an awesome way to do that. Going back on that in regards to the physiology, so that helps to change the behaviors as well. But just like the brother say, brother, I'm in total alignment with you. The intention of just getting up and doing that one thing. If you're not used to getting up earlier, 15 minutes earlier to get ready, I think that this is a perfect time for you to make that adjustment in your life and actually abide by what you do. If you set that alarm clock and you're supposed to get up at 6 o'clock, then just do it. Because if you accomplish that for the first part of the day, what it is it's reinforcing your mind to let you know that, okay, I can do something. I can do this. You know, I'm not telling you to go to 3:30 or 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock or whatever. 15 minutes early, get up and write. You mentioned the gratitude, and I have that as well, a gratitude journal. Write 2 to 3 things that you're grateful for, and it could be some of the most, some of the smallest things, or some of the most, people will say, "Oh, is that what you wrote down?" Yes, that's what I wrote down. I am grateful for chocolate. I like chocolate, right? I'm grateful for it. So it's there. It's in the world. It makes me happy. When I eat, I like chocolate. That's simple. You know what I mean? And it could be, it could be the most, and then the brother says your wife, your family, like little things, and you find these things, and this carries over, man. So I'm really, really excited about about this month, because it's a reminder. Oh yeah, set reminders, right? Like, we want to change the behavior. Set an alarm every 2 hours. Hey, I'm grateful. What are you grateful for? I don't know. Write something in your notes in your phone or something, right? So I think this is going to be a great month to be grateful here in November. And so I'm excited about as we continue doing our shows for the next couple of weeks.
I love that. And now that was actually one of the things that I wanted, the last one of the things I wanted to discuss, which was, how is gratitude forecasted? How is it forecasted? And, maybe we need to leave that for another night, but it's just like, that was it right there. What you just did, it was planning your future. Like, we don't always know. And I guess I'll put the title up there just for a moment. I'll put the title up there just because I'm going to say a couple words about it. But we don't always know what is going to happen in the future. But when you start forecasting positivity through measures of gratefulness and thankfulness, then you are bound to run into the gratefulness, the positivity that you forecasted. It's like the weatherman. You get up in the morning, you see the weatherman, and the weatherman says, it's going to be a sunny day. And you go outside, and the first thing you look for is sun. If you don't see sun, the first thing you say is, boy, that weatherman don't know what he's talking about. But you are looking for sun. So every time sun shows up, you start to say, oh, wow, you know what? The weatherman was right. You don't even remember exactly what he said. He could have said it's going to be forecasted, it's going to be cloudy from 8 to 10, and it's going to be sunny from 11 or whatever. But you're looking for, all you heard was that sunshine, especially if you're a positive individual. All day long, you're looking for sunlight all day, wherever you go. And we have to forecast gratitude. We have to forecast thankfulness. We have to forecast gratefulness. because when we are grateful, the world just feels better, looks better, smells better. Everything in life is better. You know, yeah, it's like one of those old-fashioned, black and white color TV things. They just walking around all happy and stuff.
What's wrong with that, though? Come on.
What's wrong with that? Isn't that the reason why we do all the work that we do?
Yeah.
We want that.
Oh my gosh, I want to. I want to go deep on. I was doing some heavy thinking about why we are here, and a lot of that has to do with love. You know what I mean? Like God is love, and we walk around, with these, this chip on our shoulders, et cetera, when we should be walking around like with a smile on our face, because that transfers, man. You ever said hello to someone and they looked up at you with a smile, or they looked at you and smiled and say, "Hey, how you doing?"
Yeah,
that changes communities and neighborhoods, man. If we walk around some of these communities and neighborhoods with a smile on our face and being able to interact with that, and just coming from a place of love, people, man, guys, it changes everything. Now you get cut off in traffic. You're like, oh, I hope them people, they probably got somewhere to go. I hope they're okay. Yeah. I hope so. So now your thoughts on what happened changes. Yeah. Oh man, that person must be going through something. You see a brother walking mad or whatever. Hey, that brother, something. Hey, brother, you all right?
Yeah.
Good, brother. I want to make sure that you're okay. It's good to see you, brother. You know what I mean? Like that changes, and then that brother might see somebody else, and that changes. It's just a whole effect. We don't have to buy someone in front of us coffee or behind us coffee. I think right now in the world that we are and how we set up, a smile is just as good or better to share with someone, and it costs nothing.
That's right. That's right.
It costs nothing.
Powerful, man. A smile costs nothing. I'm gonna tell you what else costs nothing. When you meet that person, say, "Hey, man, how you doing?"
Come on.
When you bring that impact, just catch them, rock them off guard.
Yeah.
Catch people off. Have fun with it. Yeah. But be intentional and be genuine. But just I don't know how you say hi. Maybe you say howdy. Howdy, partner. I don't care. You say howdy, partner. Say the best daggone howdy, partner that you could possibly muster up inside of your body, and make it a habit to do that every time. And not just a habit to do that, but then when somebody actually turns around and says, "I'm doing fine. How about you?" Don't make it transactional by continuing to walk. Take a second. Hey, well, yeah, I am doing awesome. And even if you aren't doing awesome right now, you know that you're doing better than some. So that's pretty awesome. And you can forecast that you will be even more awesome after you go through whatever you're going through. So start forecasting your own uprise. Stop forecasting downfall. Forecast uprise. I'm doing awesome, and I'm going to be even better.
Speak it into existence. You got to speak it into existence. I love it. I want to go back real quick because you also mentioned the affirmations, and we really have to stop thinking about this thing as wonky, whatever, or different, these type of words, or it's hairy fairy, or it's out there, because I'm gonna tell you what, you are talking to yourself regardless.
Yes.
You're doing repetitive thoughts regardless. So it might as well be positive. Your self-talk might as well be great. Your self-talk can be, "Oh Lord, I done woke up with this. I done woke up with that." No, I woke up, and my saying, another day, another way. I woke up with another day to make another way out here. All I need to do is change something. Go outside and smile instead of walking down the street and be upset. Take the time. God, above everything, above money, because really money has been the idol for so long within our society. So we're always thinking about money and a lot of materialistic things, when the key to life is people. Like, the key to life is, first off, getting to know yourself. That's paramount. But you got as long as you have thoughts, you get a chance to know yourself. But to actually turn around and meet someone that and make their day or come from a grateful place to where someone's saying, "Whoa, what's that about?" Or even better, they match your energy. So now y'all just two happy people going around. And what happens with that is it compounds. You know what I mean? It's no longer just one. Now it's a group of happy people. So now, what are them two brothers over there smiling about? Let me see what they got going on. Now that you got more people coming around. So I think it's important that we start to just make these little nuanced changes. Once again, you're doing it anyways. You're up anyways. Things are going to happen anyways. It's something called life. You keep living and things happen.
Yeah.
Right? You keep living and things happen. It's time for us to start to share some of these different positive experiences. You know what I mean? Because you are being programmed. Make no doubt about it. We're all being programmed. You think it's coincidence that we all talking about the same thing? We all got these things on our mind. Things tend to be very sensitive around certain periods of time, et cetera, et cetera. No. How do we make this better? Easy. Smile. Just keep smile. Have a conversation. Be in that present moment and have that power, brother.
I love it. But hey, listen, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this show. We are on a gratitude month. It is a month of gratitude. So wherever you are, be grateful. This is what we want y'all to do. This is the call to action. Number one, if there's anybody out there right now, go ahead and drop inside of our YouTube. Put it down now what you are grateful for. We would love to see that. We want to do shout outs either before the end, in the next couple of seconds, I'll do a shout out if something pop up, or on the next show, we're going to do shout outs for what people are grateful for. And that's going to be the theme of the month. Every single show, what are you grateful for?
Can we have people come with a list? Let's put out a call to action for people. Let's come out with our grateful list. Let's start some type of challenge where we're writing stuff that we're grateful for. Let's do that. Let's do it, man. It's not only going to help you out, it's going to help us out.
Yeah.
Right. It's going to help everyone out. So look, man, let's really be grateful and thankful, even, just for the time being that we have each other out here, man.
Yeah. I can't wait to hear what some of these people are going to say, what they're grateful for. There's no telling what we might come. You know what? Because honestly, there was a point in time where I was grateful for Mike's red cup. And we just counting to see how many times that man lifted that same red cup. I'm wondering, is that the same red cup from episode 1? Does he wash that red cup?
I'm just grateful for the red cup and the ice cold water that's in there. It is soothing my soul, 1,000%.
All right, man. Here's the bottle up to you. So listen, y'all. Please list what you're grateful for. We're looking for the comments. We're looking for your action. And we'll be back with some more things that we're grateful for because we've got lists and everything like that. So we'll be back for that. Remember, this month is all about being grateful and your gratitude. And we're hoping that the things that you're hearing from us, that the lessons that we've learned, that we're sharing may help you reach a higher level in your own being, and even from there to go higher, to excel beyond that point. In the community beacon, it is all about shining a light on ourselves and becoming a better individual. So we hope that by some way, some chance, whether it's today or whether it's a decade from now, you are reviewing this and you're saying, my. That's good. That's good. That's good. So please join with us again on next Friday for the Community Beacon, where we will be exploring more gratefulness. This is your host. He is Michael Seville, the real estate king. and the business model. Yeah, boy. That's a little flavor flavor right there.
The flavor of the month.
That's a little flavor flavor right there. I'm talking about age.
If you flavor, I'm Chuck D. I'm Chuck D if you flavor.
Oh, I have to pull the chain out. Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
I got nothing on play. All right. And I am your motivatorpreneur saying to you, good night and God bless. Peace.
Peace.